Hi, I'm Jordan Long here, and I'm doing a YouTube live stream, and it's raining again. You probably hear it, or maybe you don't hear it, but that's not the point of this YouTube live stream. So, I wanted to start out by saying that a lot of the toys and the small bags came from, yes, McDonald's Happy Meals, Disney's Hercules, Disney's Aladdin, the Smurfs, the Hot Wheels, Super Mario. That also includes the emoji face, the Ninja Notebook, and also includes, the stuffed cat toy from I Love Pets, as well as Disney's Pixar's The Incredibles. Now, I didn't get all of them from McDonald's Happy Meal, but some of them did. Some of them actually came from the American Thrift Center and Glassport Thrift Center, and the other ones actually came from, McDonald's Happy Meals. I just started streaming, I just started, Caitlin, or Kate. So, a lot of men and women out there might ask themselves this question. So, and Peter Rabbit also came from McDonald's Happy Meals as well. Now, a lot of men and women out there might think that's funny. They might laugh and say, well, Jordan, why would you be going there anyway? Well, let's just say Dwayne, he has diabetes. And when it comes to McDonald's, he can only have a Happy Meal. That includes 2 small burgers, of fries, and apple slices, and McChicken nuggets. And they always do send out toys in it. Now, yeah, you like to be called Kate, not Caitlin. Okay. So anyway, but the point goes is that that's the reason. And I'm sure a lot of them would like to say that. Now, the reason I wanted to make that movie was that it was a comment that Kate did leave on Tia Cool 123. Nothing bad about it, but it is true. That's where they came from, And it is what it is at that point. Now, do I got every single one? No. But I will tell you a story that when I got Mario, I actually got 2 invisible versions of Mario. I'm not making that up. Mario actually did, talking about Charlotte ending Asuka's streak. We could talk about that under Warp 2. Yeah. I know I talked about it since I went to WrestleMania 34 with my godmother Xena and her husband Gabe and my god sister Gabrielle. And I did mention how I saw a lot of all the wrestling fights. And I think I may have mentioned it. But yes, I did mention that Charlotte Flair was the first woman to beat Asuka and end the 2015 AD to 2018 AD unbeaten streak that at the time Asuka had when she was in NXT, went to Raw, and went to SmackDown. Now, a lot of men and women out there didn't like that idea that Asuka had eventually lost. Well, granted, she lost about 2 more times after that. A lot of men and women out there think that, well, eventually Asuka was going to lose eventually to somebody. I think Charlotte Flair was probably the good woman to go with that, giving to the fact that, Charlotte Flair had this reputation of, putting on really good wrestling fights. So I think it was a good thing that it happened. Okay. Was I surprised? Yes, I'm sure everybody was surprised, And a lot of men and women out there now wonder, can you come back from that? It depends on how you booked. I would say, yes, you can. Even though, yes, Asuka has lost to Carmella twice, but she didn't lose to Carmella fairly. Carmella had to cheat every single time. James Ellsworth show playing as Asuka or using the cage as a weapon. So Carmella had to cheat to beat Asuka. Charlotte Flair was the only woman who ever won a fair wrestling fight against Asuka. You know? Yeah, I'm sure there were some men and women out there who felt that Ember Moon should have been booked with that opportunity. She came very close during the first 2 times they wrestled. Yeah. But it is what it was. Plus, anyway, if you all remember correctly, Ember Moon went from being on NXT the first time to Raw the first time after WrestleMania 34. And, yeah, I think that Ember Moon could have been the one given the opportunity. Either though, no, she was not given it, but I think it could have worked if they wanted her to be the one to do it. You know, she came very close the first 2 times they wrestled during their time in NXT. Now I gotta bring some friends on. Since you talk about Asuka, well, we gotta bring the former WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight Champion, the 1-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Champion, 2-time TWF Heavyweight Champion, and there's lightning right now. It's raining, as I told you. God forbid I get, yeah. Can't really do anything about it. They claim, oh, we'll stay away from windows. What are we supposed to do? Walk on all fours? I guess. That is true. Paige never did get that up, never got that chance to fight Asuka. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. It's sad that wrestling fight never happened. You know, I would wonder how that would have worked out, but we'll never know. The only closest thing that you'll find out if it ever happened will be like, go on YouTube and you see men and women make wrestling movies and dolls, and that's about it. As far as it goes. Hey, I'm back again. You're back again, Asuka? Yeah, you were talking about me. Yeah, we were talking about you. Caitlyn kind of talked about you. She kind of brought up your first wrestling fight loss at WrestleMania 34 to Charlotte Flair. Yeah, well, at least Charlotte Flair was actually beat me fair. Unlike Carmella, where she has to cheat every single time. Yeah, maybe it is what it is. Yeah, we keep making that mistake. Maybe she isn't Caitlyn. Maybe it's just Kate. Maybe that's just what her name is, and it's not short for anything. I mean, that might be the case with some out there, but probably not with her. Okay, Kate, maybe you're just Kate, and you weren't just short for it. Maybe it's just Kate, and you don't like being called Caitlyn. Okay, that's fine. Or maybe you were named Kate, and that was the end of it, I guess. My mistake, Yeah. Well, whatever, Jordan. I guess it's like, I don't know. Maybe she just likes that form. Maybe she just likes being called Kate for short. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Just want to say I made a mistake there and move on from there. Well, the point is, Kate was talking about you and, mentioned your WrestleMania 34 loss to Charlotte Flair. Well, Carmella never beat me fairly. She had to use her henchman, James Ellsworth. Then she had to use the cage. Yeah. But, there's other one you never gonna wrestle. Who? Gail Kim? Yeah, only in a TWF, or maybe on people's YouTube movies. That's about it. I lost it to John Cena that Monday Night Raw when they came back from signing the ownership for the new house. And then I eventually won it back. And then for the second time, then I got beat up by Perdius or whatever his name was. Perseus or Perdigus, I don't know. The dummy from Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. And then I lost it. And apparently I got to wait in line just to win it back for the third time. She actually forfeited that one. She was injured at the time. I know, trying to base it off the WNXT one, but didn't really go very well. And look, I'm sad for saying Kate. Okay, if you want to say if you prefer being called Kate, that's fine. Some people don't like their full names. Some men and women don't like their first names at all. Some prefer their middle names. Some, it is what it is. But anyway, I guess that is what it is at that point. I really should go for that again. Well, it depends, but I'm not really the one to talk to. It's my godmother, Xena, or who's the owner, or the chief executive officer, Hunter Helmsley, or Triple H, or Commissioner Ernest P. Worrell, or whoever this new general manager of the TWF is going to be. Yeah, it is what it is at that point. So did you ever get my toy yet? Nah. I'm sure Wrestling Universe probably sells all kinds of things. They probably... Yeah, Wrestling Universe probably sells dolls and all kinds of wrestling books and caps and hats and mittens and gloves and shoes and socks and boots and, shirts and shorts and socks and, and pants and almost everything wrestling. Probably. I don't know if they're that well known. Maybe they sell stuff from all kinds of wrestling stuff. Oh yeah. The one who they first made when she was in NXT the first time. I have that version of myself. And plus, this is the one I had when I was leaving. I'm still waiting for my third version how I am now. Well, Oscar, how would it be if you and Gil Kim want to fight again? Why are you bringing that up for? I beat Gil Kim every single time I wrestled against her, except all those times on YouTube when either I won or I lost, depending to who was doing it. Yeah, and guess what? Oh, Jordan, so what are we doing here? Sad for that burp. Plus, I follow Gil Kim on Twitter, and Gil Kim follows me on Twitter. Yeah, I'm not making it up. Yeah, the Fiend one. I saw the Fiend one once. It was at Walmart one time. And yes, I could have gotten it, but then I didn't know if I wanted it or not. You know how it's like you see things and you're not sure if you want them, you put them back, and later on you kick yourself thinking, I should have gotten it at the time. Yeah. It is what it is. And so, okay, how might I go now? Well, here's something I'm going to ask you. And this was a movie. This was way, 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 way back. I would guess years ago. Not years ago. Maybe last year. Maybe a year before that. But did you ever get your replacement for Natalya Neidhart that fell apart? Whenever you made a movie once talking about how you had a Natalya Neidhart figure and then it broke, I guess, and before you one of your movies or broke once some time ago. Did you ever get a replacement? Hopefully you did. But well, all right, that's good. That's good. That's good. And it is what it is at that point. And I know every time Xena's on, you bring up how back when about when Gabrielle was fighting with Nikki Bella and everything. Yeah, I remember all that. You bring that up all the time. And I guess the reason you bring that up because that was back when you made one of these movies on it. And you said that the movies you made were embarrassing on it or something. Yep. Oh, that's good to know. Yep. So then you talked about how you said that you use some program, I guess, on the Apple's Macintosh iMovie. So I would assume you have an Apple Macintosh computer with Apple Macintosh OS. Well, there aren't no programs like that for Google Chrome OS. And plus, I never really see my experience back in the day using programs like that. They never really did what they're supposed to do. If you want to make your movies brighter, then yeah, Microsoft Windows Movie Maker or Cyberlink Power Director or ArcSoft Video Processor Webcam Companion would do it. But if you want to put a title short, but if you want to cut out things, it wouldn't cut things out. And if you did cut something out, you besmirched your movie. And these programs don't come with any instructions. You buy them freeware. So here's most men and women make a movie just to besmirch it. And they find out, oh, so this is what does that. Yeah, well, chances are I don't think that program would be on Google Web Store. So unless Apple and Google have an agreement to have it in a Google Web Store, it's not going to run on Google Chrome OS. And I know some men and women out there, here's something else about Google Chrome-based Google Chromebook computers. They can't get viruses or worms. I know you hear that all the time from Microsoft Windows and Apple Macintosh OS computer users, but it is true. It sandboxes all the websites and tabs. So if it detects a virus or a worm or a Trojan, a virus or a worm or malware, then it's contained. It can only affect the tab. It can't affect any other programs or the operating system. And if malware does manage to get out of the sandbox, then verified trust, when it's booting up the computer, if it detects it's been tampered with, it will then power wash back to a previous stage it was prior to the besmirchment. Yeah, I have a Melina Perez figure. The Jap Pacifics one, the blue one, not the red one or whatever other one that came out, only that one. So I only had like one version of Melina Perez. Only one version, a blue one. So it is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is at that point. What else are we going to do now, Jordan? I don't know. I guess I can show you my godmother Zena's car. Yeah, my godmother Zena's car. And then Godford on that one. Now I got Steve. And then, tomorrow I should have Michael Cole and then Kurt Angle, and then he takes over for Salem and well. Oh, where's my car at? Yeah. Seriously, Jordan, where's my car? Where's your car at? Yep. And then here's my car. And you see my godmother, Zena, she wedlocked Gabriel Kuska, and they're wealthy now. And I obviously know how they feel about that. But then I really don't edit my movies. I know I never really did that. I don't do that at all. And I know when I mentioned about that, it is what it is. Well, everything's good. Everything's doing all right. But I did mention about that. Well, I did get some Xena Warrior Princess comic books from Walmart.com. You know, ones that chances are Barnes & Noble wouldn't have. And we all know the other stores wouldn't have. And that, Amazon would have, but that's as far as it would have gone. And I don't edit my movies. You know, even back when I did have other programs, all they did was besmirch your movies. They never really did nothing good. I mean, all these men and women take their movies and they besmirch them, and then they go, then they skilled it. They skilled to undo their movies. You know, you have these men and women who scaled Microsoft Movie Maker or Apple's Macintosh iMovie or Cyberlink Power Director or Mackie Camera, Sony Vegas, or Final Cut or Arcsoft Video Processor or Arcsoft Webcam Companion. They skilled it after they besmirched a movie many times and then found out this did that. And if for some reason they think they got to make their stuff flawless, I don't know. Like they think they're trying to sell their stuff or something. I don't know. And looks like nobody else really cares about that. So there is this one program Kate's talking about, but unless Google and Apple have the agreement for that program on the Google Web Store, it's not going to happen. Oh, do you want to be blocked and banned for saying nobody cares? That's fine. I'll do it. Don't think I won't. And I don't need to have anyone be an onlooker for my stuff. I know exactly what I need to look for. And if nobody cared, then why would four followers come on this live stream if nobody cared? Anyway, that's a different story for a different day. So yeah, that man or woman has now been blocked. Actually, no, banned. They've been banned. So, and if they think some onlooker did it, no, I did it myself. You see, my experience with trying to make someone an onlooker on your YouTube channel live stream, usually one or two things happens. One, they don't do nothing because you didn't tell them what to do, or they go mad on their own, and they either go, well, I don't like cap locks, and it's like it doesn't matter what you said, like it doesn't matter what you said. They're like, well, I know Jordan doesn't like cap locks. Well, the truth is, I don't care if someone likes books and cap locks. Well, they might not like it, so that person gets blocked and banned, and it's like makes me look bad. Or what they'll do is they'll get angry at you or mad at you for some reason. Say you don't trust onlookers on a YouTube live stream for past experiences, and they'll get angry and block and ban you. So that's why I don't make anybody. Plus, Sailor Moon made someone an onlooker, and they didn't do nothing. So it is what it is. You see, I really don't mind if someone does books in cap locks. Well, it is what it is. Well, hello. Well, what am I going to say here? It's like I have now I'm back to 3 followers, but only one actually said something. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Well, it's not really, this channel has nothing to do with Dwayne or Scott. I know so many followers out there well, it should be. No. It had nothing to do with Dwayne. None of the channels are devoted to him. So it doesn't really matter. It's not a concern. Yeah, well, Jordan, I guess it is what it is. Yeah. So, Waris, do you actually think, but what? Sometimes I wonder if I'm a community channel knockoff. I told you many times, Jordan, you're not a community channel knockoff. You do things the community channel don't do. Name one. You make movies every day. Except for when Dwayne got sick and had to go to the healing house. But beyond that, you do movies every day. Number 2, you do live streams. And we all know sometimes YouTube partners don't always do live streams. They don't even do Google Hangouts. You're right, see? I am not like the community channel. I make movies every day. I do live streams, something that she doesn't do. Well, she never does YouTube live streams. She never did Google Hangouts. And she stopped making movies ever since February of last year. I think I surpassed her in the movies. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Jordan says. I wasn't always this way. A long time ago, from 2010 to 2017 AD, I used to be another form of myself, a porcelain form. The one day I fell down, broke my face, and I had to go with this form. Well, that's my job, Jordan says. I'm a show player. I show playing movies and 4-seer shows. That's my job, Jordan says. But I can only do it part-time since I'm on Social Security disability handicap insurance. So I can only work a certain number of hours. Oh, yeah. Remember, Jordan, how everybody used to start hating on you for that? What? No, I was actually a porcelain Oriental doll before that. I don't know how old I am as a doll. All I know is this version, this way of myself came from the Glassport Research Center in, I would guess, 2016, 80. So I don't know how old this is. I don't know. Plus, Jordan, I think you surpassed the community channel and uploads. Hell, I think you're going to surpass everyone out in uploads. Yeah, maybe I did. I probably did surpass the community channel and uploads, At least that's for all my YouTube channels. Miss Jordan Long, Jordan Mulan Long, Jordan Channel 20, and all of them, and even this one, were all inspired from the community channel. Yeah, and every day I get scared, I get afraid, and in fear that one day I'm going to get copyrighted. That one day the community channel is going to come on my movies that I've been making for about 5 years and see the same names and then think, well, my copyright's been infringed. And then finds out, oh, well, it's a doll and another doll acting out shit. But since I never really got my stuff registered as copyright, so my stuff is neither copyrighted and it's not even fair use. It's just out there for everyone to use. No, that's not happening, Jordan said. I'm not going to be selling myself. Not happening. You know. Well, I got about 7 or 6 followers on, but only one's talking. I guess, A, they had nothing to say on it. And what else was I going to do? That, yes. Let's see, so far I had Oscar on, I had Avaris. No. His channel is not devoted to him. None of them. So many followers out there think, oh, well, Dwayne needs to be on Sailor Moon. No, the Sailor Moon channel 7tube11 is only for Sailor Moon. Power Rangers Red's only for the Power Rangers. Jordan Long's only for me. Tita's Cool's only for the wrestlers. I'm here to tell you that Xena Pap is only for Xena. Okay? And if you don't like the fact that you don't like that, that's too bad. Oh, are you talking about Yin Wu? Or Wu Yin? Yin Wu you're talking about. Back when I did back when it was supposed to be like making fun of the Asian Chinese way of Blackadder. Well, unfortunately, you did not put a link down. All you booked was check out my channel or check out my website, but there's no link. It's like there's this one person, I think, who came on one of Xena's live streams or something and said, well, there's somebody you should check out this person's channel, but never puts no link down. So how can I find something? Well, chances are, I don't know. What? Designing? I don't know. Not going to matter anyway. You know, it's not going to really matter. I suppose I go check this website out and it's going to probably say, well, I'm not making it up. I used to be used. Well, and there still is no link. Oh, well, it is what it is. It's like you used to get, I get 5 followers on here and there's only one talking. I guess it is what it is at that point. No, I'm not a YouTube partner. Not at all. And I never want to be a YouTube partner. Too many things you got to worry about. You got to be afraid of. First, you always got to worry if the Google AdSense team doesn't think you're doing something wrong for Google AdSense and then lose that. Then you have to be afraid of the YouTube onlookers and them making a bad call on your movies and then saying, oh, this violates community guidelines. Someone claimed you friends upon their copyright. Oh, well, you weren't advertising friendly and now Pizza Hut just pulled out on us and you lose monetization on your movie. No, I don't think so. And it would say you're on Social Security, disability insurance, or whatever. We all know those earnings are going to hurt the benefits because it's not like they're going to give you the same rate each month. And then there's a whole thing about having a toll record, a tax record. So I don't want to go through all that. Well, no. Didn't see no link there. You didn't book anything. The only thing you booked was there, and there's no link or anything. No YouTube partnership. Actually, I think that's kind of, not a YouTube partner, not at all. And has no desire to be. And I know there are some men and women out there who choose to be YouTube partners, good for them, but I don't want to have to deal with that shit. No, I don't. And this is basically what would happen if I was a YouTube partner. Oh, this movie, oops, oh man, mistake. This movie violate the YouTube community guidelines in terms of service. Lost your good standing. Oh, someone claimed that you infringed upon their copyright when you really didn't. Or this one. How's this one? Your movies are not friendly and we're losing advertisers. We just lost Comcast and, Little Caesars Pizza. Lose monetization. Or how about this one? The Google AdSense team tells us you are clicking on your shows before your movie started. You'll lose your Google AdSense. Or you don't have enough watch time. You're no longer a partner. Well, you don't work for Alphabet or Google or YouTube, so we can't say you're fired, but you just lost your gift anyway. So, no, I don't want to go through all that. And that's really all the things that would happen. And I know partners deny, I know a lot of partners deny half of that. But I don't want to have anything to do. So no, I'm not a YouTube partner and never will be. But of course, that would make YouTube angry, of course. But then again, I never would follow. But then I don't get enough views anyway. My views and my watch time would never ever qualify me anyway. I would just call myself a YouTube partner. But I wouldn't. See, I'll call myself a YouTube partner. And it doesn't matter that I don't have Google AdSense. It doesn't matter I have no shows running before my movies. It doesn't matter I'm not getting Weird Guild from Alphabet or Google for Google AdSense. And it doesn't matter. I could call myself a YouTube partner and don't have to go for all this shit. If YouTube partners want to say they're working for Alphabet or Google or YouTube when they're not, I can say I'm a YouTube partner too. Yeah. So yeah, I'm only a YouTube partner in name. I could go through and I could able partner just for the title, the name partner, and not do anything else, And then YouTube would eventually look at me and say, build up your channel. Oh, we got a poser. We got someone show playing as a partner. They're not making no Google AdSense. The Google AdSense team isn't confirming any Google AdSense of us since no one made a Google AdSense. They're not doing any monetization. They got no shows running for the movies. They just took it for show playing as a partner. Yeah. So I can call myself a YouTube partner and they're not going to do anything. It's not like YouTube's going to say, you can't call yourself a YouTube partner. Where's your Google AdSense? Where's the shows running before your movies? Where's the Weird Guild? And where's that verification we owe from partners? Yeah. I could call myself a YouTube partner and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And I'll got to go for all this shit just to get all the gifts. I can just call myself partner and it won't matter. Plus, my god sister Gabrielle worked for YouTube as a YouTube onlooker for community guidelines. And she always tells me that I should go for partnership, but I don't want to go for it. You know. Plus, in the past, partnership used to be a thing where you had to apply, and either they would reject you and wait 2 months and get in. Now you can disable partnership, but then they're still gonna. But here's the thing: a lot of men and women, they seem to believe, they don't know this, but they become partners. Then they realize they're being looked at. That YouTube's really holding them to follow community guidelines and terms of service and copyright. That they, whatever independence or on their own they had before they became partners, went away. You know, that they're, it is what it is. And since YouTube partnership is free, there is no answerability. You know, YouTube doesn't have to say, oh, look, we're sad about what happened to your monetization. Look, we're sad about what happened between the Google AdSense team. Let's get that cleared up for Google AdSense. You know, it's all free. You didn't buy YouTube partnership. You didn't buy Google AdSense. Now, Google AdWords, you actually do have to buy. So there would be answerability for that. And for YouTube Red and YouTube TV, you know, but it is what it is. A lot of men and women out there, you know, think, you know, and then now I'm stuttering. I don't mean to do that. Then you got men and women who like to e-beg on YouTube. They go on GoFundMe and Patreon, and then they e-beg. It's like, oh, I don't want to use my own Weird Guild that I got from a job, full-time or part-time. I don't want to use my Social Security benefits. I don't want to use the Weird Guild I'm getting from, you know, Google for Google AdSense, for being YouTube partner. I want to come on and make a sob tale, a sob saga, and get your Weird Guild. And then claim that, oh, you're paying me for a service. And then, you know, really it's not. They're all free movies, you know, not paying nothing. You know. Oh, is this someone who wants to get blocked and banned? Yeah. Obviously, it's somebody who wants to get blocked and banned. Someone who apparently thinks that if you're a boy or a man and you're playing with dolls, they automatically think, oh, he's this, he's that. That is what it is. One of those haters out there that wants to, you know, try to start something. Well, it ain't happening. You're going to get blocked. You're going to get banned. And then I'm not going to talk and speak to you anymore. So it is what it is. Well, I don't know what those are. And trust me, I'm not really good when it comes to tales and sagas. Plus, every time I book stuff, I break spelling craft terms every time. They'll be like, oh, well, you keep using says all the time. Where's your commas? You're not using the right U. You're using the UL, you're using the UOR instead of the U and the, you know, and the U and apostrophe ER. They're the same your. What's the difference? Both your are the same you. Okay, your is the same your regardless. So what's the difference? Oh no, he wants to spell out the word instead of shorten them down. Then he's going to use all European dramatic words, dramatic English words, and not using any borrowed words. And it is what it is. Everybody else is better when it comes to booking than I am. You know, every movie business, every four-seer show business, every wrestling business, everyone. These original bookers on their own are better. Everybody else's stuff is more good than my stuff. And let's just face it, Jordan said, I was never good at those sort of things. I'm selling my business over to my godmother, Zena, and her husband, Gabe, since I was never good at doing the business. And even though it's saying there's five followers are on there, except for that burp. So we had Oscar Navarez and a Jackal on here so far. And does anybody even know the community channel? Probably not. You know, I always find it funny is you got some men and women who come on YouTube, and then eventually they have a time where they're going to walk away from it. Well, that's their own pick if they want to, walk away from it. But I'm staying here forever, or at least as long until Dwayne dies. And when that day happens, that's when his YouTube channel will be done. He's on for the long run. No walking away, Jordan says. You're never going to, And as far as these, men and women are going to claim quality over quantity, well, that horse shit doesn't really matter. Well, I don't have any of those. Sadly, I do not. I sadly do not have any of those. The only close I got here was my friend Awaris. And he's a unicorn. But then what's a unicorn but a horse with a horn on its head? So, I did get some books from the book house, on Australia, New Zealand. Well, actually, my god sister Gabrielle got it for my godmother Zena. And I think I may have actually did show the books off once in a YouTube live stream. So I could go on and I could, say that I could do that. And I don't think anybody out. It is what it is. What time is it? It's only 7. Someone else needs to be on here. How is it that I have 4 or 5 followers, but only one is saying something? I guess they don't really have anything to say, so they're just watching, I guess. But then again, YouTube always makes mistakes on YouTube live stream where they say, well, there's no one on, there is people on, there is someone on, someone's not on. It's always that. And some may ask why I don't do Google Hangout. Well, first, the Google Hangout is like, you got to go in and put your name down. First you got to go in and do a live show. Then you got to put your title describing tags. Then you got to date the map, the recording location, and date the time and everything. Then you got to hit go. And if you had the Veda software, you can go for about 3 hours. If you're not, you can only go for about 3 hours. And when I used to do Google Hangouts, no one would come on. Nobody would actually come on these things. At least not when they're Google Hangouts. Well, Jordan, good to see you again. Good to see you again, too. One of those McDonald's toys, the McDonald's Happy Meal. Yeah, I know some men and women out there are going to say, oh, why do I have it? Why do I have a carrot launcher point? It's just the way it is. Yeah, it is just the way it is, Jordan says. No offense. I always find it funny about how men and women come on YouTube live streams, but when it comes to the movies, they don't. I don't know. How many followers do you have? First it said 7, then it went to 6, then it went to 5, now it's to 4. So apparently Only got 4 followers on it and no one's saying anything. Then I had one easel that came on and claimed nobody cared. Unfortunately, I do not speak Austroasian, Japanic, Japanese. Only European, Germanic, English. So, and sadly, it is what it is. You know, I only speak one speak and that's it. And if that makes me a bad woman or a bad, wrong woman or evil woman for it, oh well. You know. So many men and women out there think, well, you're being inconsiderate. You have to learn more than one speak. Well, here's what I say about that. How often am I going to come across someone who speaks that dialect of that speech in my country? And plus, I speak whatever the official speech of my land is, and they speak whatever the official speech of their land is. If they learn another dialect of a language, good for them. But I don't. You know. So I don't speak Asian, Japanic, Japanese. I only speak European, Germanic English. So I don't know what that was said. I have no idea what was booked. Well, don't look at me. I don't speak Asian, Japanic, Japanese. I only speak European, Germanic English. Yeah. And it don't matter what Asian, Japanic, Japanese borrowed words you get. That's not going to work. As soon as you say any borrowed words, they're going to assume you know the full speech and they won't have to speak. Yeah, better enough don't. So I don't know what you said because I only speak English, so. So it is what it is. But I'm surprised that somebody would come on my YouTube live stream that would be speaking Asian, Austroasian, Japanic, Japanese. And yes, Japanese is a Japanic speech that belongs to the Austroasian speech group or team, but it's isolated. Means only one speech developed from Pre-Japanic that came from Austria, and that would be Japanese, and that's it. And it's Sandrish dialects. Well, sadly, I don't speak that either. I don't speak Pseudo-Tibet. I don't speak Pseudo-Tibetan Korean. You know, it is what it is. So I don't speak don't speak that either. And again, Korean is a pseudo-Tibetan speech that developed from Pre-Koreic. And sadly, I only speak European Germanic English that belongs to the Western Germanic language, Western European Germanic team. They were the returns belongs to Indo-European. That belongs to Japan. Belongs to European Germanic Scandinavian. So I don't speak any of those languages. I only speak one, except for borrowed words. But I try to speak English with most or all European Germanic or European Scandinavian words. So, and I don't speak that. But I'm surprised that some Asian South Korean or Asian North Korean even came on this YouTube live stream. And he or she's probably sad that I only speak one language and I only speak one language. Or at least they might type in one, they might book in one speech. I don't know. Well, it is what it is. And how did you even know? I don't. I only speak one speech. You don't speak. I only know to speak European Dramatic English. I only speak one speech. I don't speak any other ones. You know. So I'm the one that said it. Nobody else said it. It was me. But I'm just saying how there are some men and women in this world, not all of them, but some of them, who are angry when somebody only speaks one speech. And they think you're so inconsiderate. Oh, look, they got speech. You got to learn their speech so you can learn your speech. And the truth of the matter is, number one, it's hard for me to learn other speeches. It doesn't work. I tried. Okay? And number two, how often am I gonna talk to someone speaking that dialect of speech in my land? You know, it is what it is. So I just think they're pretty sad. There's a speech barrier. You know. Sorry, I only speak English, a European Dramatic language. Oh, yeah. That English belongs to the European Dramatic languages. Return belongs to the Western European Dramatic languages. That belongs to Indo-European. I only speak that. And except for borrowed words, and I try to speak English with all European Scandinavian words or European Dramatic words without using any borrowed words. Sorry, I don't speak Pseudo-Tibetan, Korean, you know. In either of its two dialects, that being Asian North Korean and Asian South Korean. So it is what it is. And look, I got 3 followers now. The 4th one just left. You say you only speak one speech and they run off on you. Sad for that place. And soon everybody else will just walk off soon and I'll be by myself soon. Looks like you're the only one on. There's only 3 followers now. Soon there'll be 2 and only 1, and then there'll be none. I ran them all off, obviously, for sundrous reasons. For sundrous points. Well, that's good to know that there's a new Asuka doll coming out. Probably based off of how she was when you went to Raw the first time or SmackDown the first time. It's probably what it's based it off of. You know, that's what I imagine to be based it off of. But the only way I'm going to probably get it is when it eventually comes on Ringside Collectibles or Amazon. Or maybe if I get lucky and I find it at Walmart. That's the only way. You know. So is anybody angry, mad, and wrath at me that I only speak English and no other speech? That I lost everyone's unlook. Now everybody's gonna unlook me now. Well, that's the way she looks like now, you know. The way she was when she went to Raw the first time and SmackDown the first time, that's the way she looks like now, so that's what it would be based off of. You know. So it is what it is. You know. And that would be the current up-to-date one. And these YouTube live streams are probably the longest movies I've made. Probably longer than my normal ones. Yeah, it is what it is. You already know there are some men and women in this world, not all of them, but some people say, well, you're too late. You know, how you're being unlooked to someone. They have to learn your speech, you should learn their speech. Well, since I speak English, it's the only native language, the only official speech of my country. That's the way it is. And their language, whatever their speech is for their country. And like, how often am I going to meet someone in my country who speaks that dialect of that speech? You know, very few. And I tried learning our language and it doesn't work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. You know, I've seeked it and it does not work. You know, except for borrowed words, and that's about it. But I try to speak English with mostly or all Germanic words, since English is a European Germanic or European Scandinavian language. The worstest thing you could do, not the worstest thing. So some men and women out there might think, well, he's too lazy. She's too lazy. Yeah, I remember that. Someone said that one time about Sailor Moon in English. They claimed, yeah, it was Megan Miller one time. Megan Miller said one time. And I still think this is funny. And to this day, it's kind of funny. Megan Miller said, and well, Megan Miller actually said this. I gotta find someone else here. Megan Miller said, they're just too lazy to learn a new speech. And this coming from an English speaker. Someone who speaks English. You know, a European Germanic language. That was spoken by the Angos, the Saxons, and the Jukes. And and the funny thing is, these men and women, they go out of their way to say, oh, you know, I speak more than one language. I hate English. I hate it when they gotta dub it. Then they turn around and they're watching something on the Force Sphere, and it's either dubbed or subbed. And they're giving you shit for speaking English. Hey, Bo. Hi, Jordan. You only had a movie once? I don't remember when I've had you in a movie. I think it was a long time ago when you had me in one of your movies if you ever did. Yep. It is what it is at that point. Now I got only 3 followers now. And pretty soon I'll be down to 2 and into 1. I'm losing all of them. What did I do wrong, Bo? I don't know, Jordan, what you did wrong. I don't know. I think maybe my live streams are boring. Maybe that's why they're leaving. I have no idea. You know, I had 7 followers at one point. Then some easel comes on and says some shit, and I got to block them, and then I had to ban them. And next thing you know, everyone started leaving. I went twinker down, Bo, and it's only about 3 followers now. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I am Po from Kung Fu Panda. I used to be a former TWF World Tag Team Champion of Goldust. He called it Golden Po or something. Po Dust, that's what it was called, Po Dust. Well, didn't mean to scream that out. Didn't mean to shout it out or holler that out. Well, was I ever in any of your movies? I don't think you were. Not that I can remember. But Jordan, you are more good than a community channel. You make movies every day. Plus you do a YouTube live stream, something the community channel never did and doesn't do anymore. I think you surpassing her up in uploads. Am I? I think so. You know, she may have been on YouTube since 2005 AD, but you've been making uploads consistency for multiple years. And I think eventually you will surpass her. Like Monday Night Raw surpassed it every other four-seer show of episodes. You know, surpassing The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live, you know, Doctor Who, the Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Monday Night Football, Young and the Restless, Days of, the Days of Our Lives, all those shows. Surpassed them all up in episodes. Because Monday Night Raw kept making episodes while all those four-seer shows were taking seasons off. So one day, they eventually surpassed them. Yeah, well, that wasn't my goal. I didn't want to surpass Community Channel up in views. It just happened. So I hear that tomorrow, I don't know, maybe I should be in one of your movies again. Well, maybe you should. You still got a price sticker on you we got you from the Glassport Thrift Center or the American Thrift Center. Can you read that? That says $9.99. Why? Yeah, well, at least it's worse than Shrek. When you got him from the Goodwill charity shop, someone wrote J on his back. Yeah, it is what it is. Well, thank you for coming around, Poe. Yeah, I used to be able to turn me on and say something. Well, the battery's a long time dead. It doesn't do stuffing. All right, thank you for being around. No problem. Yeah, that was Poe from Kung Fu Panda, another one of those DreamWorks fake movie shows. It is what it is at that point. So how did I start out with 7 followers and only got 3? I don't know how that happens. But if I was some name-known YouTuber that was unlooked, since she was very iffin, then chances are I may have had more. But obviously I'm not. They would be all over that. And since I'm not name-known, I have no onlook, and I'm not busy or iffin, so of course they wouldn't be all over that. So it is what it is at that point. But I could always lie. I could always be untrue, and I could always make up some saga or tale about being a YouTube partner, and all you'd have to do was show your Wear Guild. Yeah, I can go and show you my Wear Guild. And I could say I could say, look, this came from Google AdSense. Yeah, I could say that. This came from Google AdSense, I could say. I really don't know what Google AdSense checks look like. I don't know. Then I can make up some. And then what do YouTube partners, when they're filing their federal, state, and local taxes, what do they say when they file their toll? Do they say they're self-employed, or they say they're a YouTube partner? I guess they claim they're self-employed. But that would imply actually working for a business, and they don't work for any business. They run their own business, and you really can't say a YouTube partner is your own business. So what the hell do they claim? I don't know. It's true, Naoko Takiguchi was a follower of Super Sentai, which Han Siobhan eventually took and made Power Rangers out of. So it is what it is at that point. And I know you're going to ask, oh, why is Sailor Moon not making any more live streams? Because, I don't know, since it depends what the mood is. So it is what it is at that point. And another thing about YouTube live stream that the one thing Google Hangout can't do is that when this movie is done, it actually becomes playable. You can actually watch it. Well, of course, you might not be able to add it to your feature movie on your profile. You might not be able to comment, that right away, but at least you could watch it. Something on Google Hangouts you couldn't do, because that shit would have to be filleted. you know. And it's funny, I had about 7 followers, only 3, and no one thumbed it up. Yeah. Guess it goes with being said. So it is what it is at that point. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to end this YouTube live stream. You know, I want to thank everyone for coming on, anyone who booked their words. And it was kind of sad that I went from having 7 followers to only 3. But then it goes to show you that I'm boring. That I'm not that fun. Not that Glee. I can't really be Gleesman. I'm not really a good, that I'm not Glee enough for everyone. Not Gleesman enough, I guess. And it just goes to show you, unless you're some name-known YouTuber, to get multiple, to get well, it is what it is. So I lost 7, only got 3. And who knows? And nobody else is saying anything. So it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is at that point. Well, I don't care about my copyright. How do I care about something I don't have? I never got any of my stuff filed as copyright, so I don't have to care about it. And even if it was copyright, I still wouldn't care. So it is what it is. And I'm always afraid and worried, that one day Community Channel is going to find out how I've been knocking off her copyright and come at me. But chances are that's never going to happen, since she's done on YouTube anyway. So it is what it is. Yeah, I guess I'm seeking my best at this point, Jordan said. I don't know. But it's the truth. I do not have any copyright. And plus, I don't care about my copyright anyway. But anyway, guess it is what it is at that point. But it is true, when you go from having 7 followers, now you got 3, you wonder if you were not that good. But anyway, I guess it is what it is at that point. Sad for that burp. Well, I don't know if anybody would have the answer to this, and this might not even be the stead to speak of it. I don't know. But it is what it is at that point. No, probably not. Oh, yeah, before I end, I was going to talk about Patreon and GoFundMe and about e-begging, about how there's a double standard. If I would come on and e-beg for something, my haters would say I'm evil and bad, I'm wrong. Then they go around and praise everyone on Patreon and everyone on GoFundMe like they're good doers or something. But I guess the big difference is I'm not coming on e-begging for Weird Guild. I never came on e-beg for Weird Guild. Never for anyone's Weird Guild. So, and all the things I either got on my own or someone gave to me. But regardless, I worked for it, or I got it as a gift, and I was thankful for it. So it is what it is. And I know you're thinking, whoa, you're Xena's goddaughter. And your godmother Xena's wealthy now. Her husband Gabe's wealthy now. You get everything you want. Yeah, well, the truth is, they're not. Truth is, they still worry about price tags. I know some men and women think when you're wealthy, you don't care about price tag and you just throw weird guilt around, but that's not true. Oh, I could have everything. You know. And I know some of you out there might ask me and say, well, Jordan, how did Xena become your godmother in the first place? Well, me and Jade, when we were born, my mother happened to be friends with Xena and asked Xena if she would be our godmother, would take interest in our personal development and our upbringing, and also act as our keeper if something should happen to her. And also try to give us belief teaching. And that's how it happened. Well, looks like that's all. Nobody else is saying anything. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming on this YouTube live stream and saying what they were going to say. And for that one man or woman who speaks Korean, sad, but only speak English, and for that one Easel who said nobody cares, they're banned and I'll never have to hear or see from them again. So thank everybody for coming on this YouTube live stream.